Hi again, everybody. Welcome inside Gainbridge Fieldhouse. The Indiana Fever are back after their West Coast trip that spanned over a week in 3 games. Just went 1-2, and they're very much still playing for their playoff spot. Now, a lot of news happening for this franchise today. We'll start with the good news, and that was the fact that their groundbreaking happened for their brand new Sports Performance Center. Almost $80 million, and it was a fantastic ceremony they held earlier Thursday. All the dignitaries from the mayor to Herb Simon, Steve Simon, Rachel Simon, and Stephen Rails, all part of ownership. Former CEO Rick Fuson, we had Mel Raines, the current CEO, along with Stephanie White, Kelly Kroskoff, speaking during that groundbreaking ceremony. The plan is for it to be open in time for 2 seasons from now, in March 2027, leading up to the 2027 WNBA season. Then, by the way, the players went to that. Then they came back over here to the field house, just about a block and a half away, where they had practice. First practice in quite a while, something they have not been afforded much here late in the season. And before that, even more news. First of all, no more Chloe Bibby. The forward, who was signed originally to a hardship, then a rest of season contract, is done for this season. Just could not get the swelling to go down in her left knee. On the West Coast trip, there was a game where she was active, that they thought she may be able to play and finish out the season, but just too much swelling. And I got to believe some of that flight, cross-country travel, and all those different cities certainly didn't help in her recovery and what she was trying to get accomplished. So they signed a 4th player to a hardship contract, this one being for the rest of the season, with a familiar face this time, that being guard Bree Hall, who the Fever drafted, I think, 20th overall in this previous 2025 WNBA draft. She had a brief couple of stints with the Golden State Valkyries, but mostly just has some familiarity and can play at that guard position for this Indiana Fever team. So they've had to lean on a lot of help from that guard spot, everything from Odyssey Sims, Ari McDonald, Shea Petty, Chloe Bibby, obviously, and the recent one in Bree Hall. And Stephanie White saying the knee, again, just the swelling would not go down, and she's not going to be able to make it for the end of the season. That's led me to ask, okay, well, what about Caitlin Clark? Does she now have enough time? There's less than a week now in the season. Does she have enough time? And it certainly does not seem that way. I would not expect now for Caitlin to return, as she's continued to be evaluated. But look, the facts are she has not taken contact. She's done 5-on-0 work. She's done some full court work and ran and some conditioning and such. But time is up, and they just have not been able to get her up to speed due to that ankle injury that suffered in Phoenix. And the joke around here, again, laughs to keep you from crying, is they can't go back to Phoenix ever again, right? Keith Porter suffered a torn Achilles. Meg, one of their PR staffers, has an arm in a sling. Just so many different things have happened while that team is in Phoenix. You can't make this up at this point. It's beyond unbelievable if that exists. And so, nonetheless, it was that incident basically 1 month ago, the bone bruise in the left ankle of Caitlin Clark, that ultimately is seemingly ruining the remainder of the season. The groins seem to be in a good spot. She's dealt with those different muscle injuries. It was that left groin, then the right groin, and on her way back from the right groin, which is in good standing, it was the left ankle, left foot area that ultimately did it in. So it's certainly not the update or anything that you guys want, obviously, but Stephanie White said the team plans to huddle up and decide the next course of action. But it's very clear they haven't talked about returning, just because it does not make sense to her ramp-up process and getting her to a speed that I think everybody feels comfortable with. Because otherwise, the thing I've always argued in the last few years, after learning from experience with Paul George and TJ McConnell, it would be beneficial to get her out there if she's able to ramp up in time, because then your off season's able to be about the off season and the next season, rather than rehab and recovery, and that having not played a game since July 15th, right before All-Star break. Not ideal, but this Fever team, this Fever season has been cursed. There's no doubt about it. Something is in the water, and it's not Connecticut, unfortunately. Maybe that's the issue. Bring that back. But anyway, the Fever were able to have a much-needed practice here Thursday at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, mixing in another new player, and then afterward we were able to talk with Stephanie White, as well as Ariel Powers, and much more come inside practice.
Chloe going go more testing since you guys got back? What was the reason that she got good after the year?
Yeah, she looked really good heading into LA, and then when we traveled from LA to wherever it was we went next, her knee just swelled up, and we have not been able to get the swelling reduced. And I think again, like long-term decision, just probably not going to be ready by the time the end of the season, and definitely not going to be ready by the time the end of the season. Just didn't get any relief trying to rehab it while we were in Golden State and Phoenix.
What did you see from Bree in preseason that makes you excited to have her back?
Well, number one, her length and her athleticism. She gives us size and length on the perimeter, gives us another perimeter defender. With O'Shea and Kels, that makes us a little bit small. Her ability to be kind of like a 3-and-D player for us as she continues to develop in this league. And she's been around through hardship contracts at various places, so she's been in different systems, and she's gotten experience in practices, and so the ability to bring her back in, and she's got familiarity with us as well, so it worked.
Steph, most of the women on this team have been in a playoff chase like this in some form at some point. How does that make it maybe a little easier to compartmentalize this weekend and go, okay, we know we got to have it now?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the highest priority thing for us is being where our feet are. It's we control what we can control, and that's preparing today for Chicago and coming out ready to go tomorrow. They've been in this situation; they understand what it takes, and oftentimes we talk about there's no substitute for experience, and most of the players on this roster have been through that now, and so understanding the sense of urgency that it's going to take.
You mentioned Chloe not having enough time. Does Caitlin now have enough time?
Yeah, we really want to use this West Coast trip to evaluate. We're going to sit down after practice today and hopefully have a direction soon.
Do you anticipate you guys would decide and maybe even say something publicly between now and Tuesday, just given the...
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the hope. We knew that we had a stretch over the weekend to really see where we are, and the hope is to sit down and have an answer one way or another. Yeah.
What's the furthest she's gone to this point?
What do you mean the furthest she's gone?
How much has she been able to accomplish?
She hasn't been able to do a whole lot of contact. So she's been able to get up and down 5-on-0, been able to get shooting, but hasn't been able to get a whole lot of contact.
Injuries have been the story of the season, but you have 3 starters that have played and started every game, plus Lexi. How have those 4 players kind of been the stabilizing rock of the team?
Yeah, they really have. I mean, those guys, they have the experience. They've played together now, and they think about Kels and Lexi and AB having played a season, and almost 2, 3 together, and then Tosh coming in, being a vet that she is. They've really held this group together, and they've been able to play with all different kinds of lineups and all different kinds of players, and they've got to continue to take it to another level. We don't want or need anybody to play outside of themselves necessarily, but understanding how to communicate and bring some of these new players along who haven't been in our system for very long is important, and they've been great leaders in that way.
Just seeing, it feels like you guys keep taking hit after hit, even Meg and Keith. I mean, does it feel like nothing at this point I wouldn't say nothing would surprise you, but is it one of those situations where it's just like...
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. I've never been a part of anything like this, not collectively all in one season. I guess expect the unexpected. But again, I'm really just proud of this group for their ability to stay resilient, their ability to stay together and to continue to fight and claw and, put ourselves in this position where we are in the playoff hunt.
Natasha mentioned after the Golden State game that you said in the locker room, every game from now on is a playoff game. Just how are you trying to bring that mentality in for this final stretch and ahead of the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, I think everything we do, from our preparation and what we're doing in practice and in film, there's got to be a heightened sense of urgency. We can't afford to have slow starts. We can't afford to have, give big runs, in games. And there's got to be a heightened sense of urgency and detail in everything that we do. And, talent is one thing, athleticism is one thing, discipline is another. And we've got to be able to control our discipline in certain ways. And we've got to be able to control our mentality and preparation. I thought we had a really good day today, and we need to carry that over.
Earlier, you talked a big picture about the Sports Performance Center from a micro standpoint. What are little things maybe that has you excited about when that comes to be in a couple years?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, just having things that are catered to female athletes. It's from everything that we have to from the medical standpoint to the rehab, prehab, recovery, to having childcare, there as well. I mean, everything that's catered toward female athletes. The salon that's going to be in there as well. I mean, these are the best players in the world, and this is the best league in the world. And for them to be treated now like professionals in a way that players in the W haven't been, and to have a dedicated space for the Indiana Fever. We're not having to see if the gym is being used by anything else, and to be able to have a place where they can not just train but relax. They can spend time. They can get everything done that they need to pre and post practice. It's incredible, and I just continue to thank the Simon family and our partners for allowing us to have this opportunity, for seeing the vision of the WNBA and women's sports and continuing to lead by example.
What has negatively impacted Michaela's availability to get on the court? What have went into those decisions?
Yeah, I think experience right now at this time of year. When you're playing now with different people in the lineup, people that you haven't played with all year, players who bring different assets to the table, not having that experience in these moments, where Bree Turner's had the experience in the moments, and she's been really good for us and really active in the defensive end.
When you talked about the importance of discipline and just that mental fortitude, how difficult has that been, or can that be, just when you have players in and out of the lineup, to really have the team individually and collectively hold really true to that?
I think at times it can be difficult, and I think more so being difficult in trying to do too much. Whether it's we've missed a coverage, so I'm trying to overhelp to try to make up for that and not staying true to what I'm supposed to do, or a miscommunication, or assuming that one of the new players automatically knows our terminology instead of repeating it multiple times. I mean, it's really scaling back in terms of how we bring clarity, and sometimes if there's not, or if there's a breakdown, we've got players that are trying so hard to make up for that breakdown that it causes another one, and we got to put first things first. We got to be where we're supposed to be first. We've got to communicate clearly what we're supposed to do first, and then we can respond to what happens in the game.
So this is crazy. What has the last couple of weeks been like for you compared to maybe what you expected?
It's been insane. Also, the time zone shifts for me have been crazy because we just, hit our West Coast trip when I just came back. But it's been fun. My teammates have been so welcoming on and off the court, right? Like trying to help me with defense, the offense, still learning everything. This is like my third official practice. I know it sounds crazy, but this was a needed practice, personally for me, and I know some of the other girls coming in, because we need to get reps defensively and make sure we're really smart tomorrow.
Has that defensive end been the biggest challenge for you personally, fitting in with this?
Yeah, to me, I take really big pride on the defensive end. So certain things, when you're playing defense, you got to be on a string with your teammates, and when one person's off, it's like you gotta, defense is hard. So you don't want to be that one person. So a lot of things that we did even after practice for me really helped me. So I don't want to be thinking out there when I'm playing defense. I want to be aggressive and there for my teammates, so.
What was it like going back to when you got the call? Where exactly were you, and kind of what was that general feel about, all right, let's make that long flight now?
I was in Turkey, and
It's a long flight.
Yeah, I was luckily, thank God, I was enjoying my life but working out. And I say thank God because when you're in that time of, dang, I wish I was playing, right? Sometimes you can get into a space in anything you do in life, not just basketball, when you're wishing you're doing something that you're not. The time passes you. It's like, what do you do with that time? You have to make sure that you're in the gym or whatever your profession is, you're staying ready. So that's what I was doing, and I got the call, and I was so hyped, and I'm like, when you need me there? I was like, it was like 2 a.m. or something, and I was like holding on to my phone and still waiting, and I had to call Amber. I was like, hey, I don't know when you guys want me, but I'm sitting here and it's 3 a.m. I don't want you to think I'm ignoring your call. If you call, I'm about to pass out. She's like, no, you can go to sleep. We'll hit you up tomorrow and let you know what's going on. So that was great. Yeah, it was great.
You kind of alluded to it, but being one of several people who've had to come in and join a team that has a push for a playoff spot, but has dealt with so much adversity.
Yes.
What has that experience been like to kind of see what they've all gone through, but also be part of the solution, more or less, to try and keep playing?
First of all, to my teammates that were hurt or are hurt, always praying for them and wishing them the best. It's weird to be in this position where you're coming in, filling in for someone that's hurt, especially, you know, when they're your friends. But it's been so crazy because when you come in, like, the first thing that you notice, or for me that I notice, is the girls would say, we all we got and we all we need, you know. And Kelsey Mitchell says that a lot to us when she brings it up in the huddles. And I'm like, you're right, because this team, and now I can say my team, has been through a lot. You know, injuries are tough, especially when you're losing your star player. You're losing a lot of key pieces. But it shows to the resilience of our squad, of our coaching staff, of our organization. The fact that we're in a fight still to make playoffs. I mean, that's a lot of girls going down in back-to-back time, and we're still fighting. We're still here. So that says a lot about everybody from top to bottom. Yeah.
And for the newcomers, you just, I assume, embrace that energy when you see the team kind of embody that.
Yeah, actually, me and Shay, we've been talking about it, coming in and just doing the best we can. You know, even helping each other out, like going over. You know, at one point, me and Shay was on my first game, heading to my first game. We were on the airplane. She was going over plays with me. Like, if you play, like, this is this, this is that, this is this, you do this. I'm like, okay, I'm going home. I'm going to the hotel. I'm writing it down. I'm texting her. Like, you know, just want to make sure I'm the best prepared as I could be. So we were all talking about it, and it's just like, whatever we can be for the team to help the team, that's what we're going to do. Yeah.
Feels like you're cramming for a test, basically.
I know, right? I know, right? And then, you know what I'm saying? I hated school back in the day, but it was cool. It was cool to go over everything and just get right into playing, you know, get right into playing. It's a blessing.
What does it mean to you to be back and have another opportunity here?
It means the world. I'm super excited. I'm super grateful for that opportunity as well, and I'm excited. We got a game tomorrow.
How do you feel like you're better as a player now than you were even in preseason with this exact group now that you've had W chances?
Oh, I feel like my basketball IQ has and gotten a lot better. A lot of the terminology was just so new for me when I came in during training camp. But now that I've had a couple different experiences in the W, I feel like my basketball IQ's gotten a lot better. Outside of that, like, you know, when I wasn't on a team, I was working out a lot, conditioning, working on my ball handling and shooting.
You had a couple stints at Golden State, obviously. Just what did you learn from those experiences?
Like I said, basketball IQ. I mean, as you guys know, like, I didn't get on the court a ton, but, you know, being there and just getting that opportunity and being able to learn from not only the coaches but the players too, just getting a little bit of their knowledge and them helping me out on different things, different terminologies on the court has been really, really helpful.
I know you've probably been a part of so many pressure games and situations, but to join a team with 3 games left in the playoff hunt, what kind of pressure is that?
It's some serious pressure for sure. I feel like I'm pretty experienced when it comes to pressure, just from college to now. I know the pressure will be a little bit different because this is, like I said, the WNBA, so this is a lot bigger. But I'm excited. I think we're really well prepared.
Speaking of pressure, the Big Shot Breezy nickname, maybe you shared that in training camp. Where did that come from, and do you like it?
Yes, I do love it. It came from South Carolina. That's where I played. That's where I played in college, and the team gave me that name. I think it was actually the videographer that gave me that name technically. And I had made. I think it really started from the LSU game, and I had made 2 back-to-back threes, and that's where I got that name.
And it stuck.
Yep, it stuck.
Right.
Bree, in what ways does this coming back here feel like a totally almost different team given the unique circumstances that they've been dealt?
Yeah, I mean, they've been battling a lot of injuries, and it's been unfortunate, but they've been sticking through it. I know it's really hard, but I feel like they've been really fighting on the court and staying together. But I think we're just gonna have to gel together and work with what we have. I think we have a lot of great new players, and a lot of the players that are been here have been really helpful too.
What was it like seeing Aaliyah as teammates again today?
Oh my gosh, it was so great. I actually called her, like, I think I woke her up from her nap in one of the games. And she's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yes." I'm like, "Oh my gosh." But it's been great. She's been very helpful. She was very helpful at South Carolina too. So it's been great.
Has it been helpful to have other relative newcomers to kind of lean on as you're kind of reincorporated back into the fold? Just
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
is it helpful to have other newcomers that you can lean on as you guys are still trying to get a lay of the land a little bit and plays and stuff like that?
Yeah, it is. It's very helpful. It's helpful knowing you're not the only one that doesn't know some different things, but the ones that are new and have been here a little bit longer are definitely helpful. Like AP, Shay has been helpful. But yeah, it's been great.
All right, you want to step back, Steph?
Oh, no. My reaction would be.